I made $8.5 million from a $10,000 investment.
If you're in marketing and you have someone that knows these little secrets and you don't pay to learn them, you'll pay anyway. You don't give me $3,000, you're gonna go spend 30 trying to figure it out.
The difference between agencies that make millions of dollars, not only scale and make money, but they end up exiting, is that they have, I should be charging $75,000 minimum for someone to give this information to them.
What do you think of AI though?
So I was getting all those people that are like, you know, oh, I watched your thing. I love it. I want to change my life. You know, your story is so similar to mine. And then you know what happens after that?
What?
They're like
silence.
Oh, fucking silence, man. I put a story up about this earlier. I can't tell you how many people reach out, and I'm sure you deal with this too. We're like, I resonate so much with what you said. I'm in this position. I want to get to this position. You were there not that long ago. I want to change my life. What can I do to work with you? You know, all right, let's jump on a call, get one of my sales guys, me, whoever, on a call. We show up, we tell them what it is. And you know, we have some options. Like we were talking back here, like we have different packages to make it reasonable or affordable. Dude, I can't tell you how many people just ghost, right?
Well, because dude, I mean, people don't want to actually pay. They don't want to work. They just want this magic pill.
Yeah. Well,
you know, I want you to fix my business without any investment in my time or money. How can you do that?
Yeah. Well, and that's a broken mentality. And I'll tell you why. Even if I offered it free, even if you can, if somebody calls and you go, you know what, I'm going to make an exception for these next 5 guys. I'm going to work with them free. I'm going to share everything that I know, all this stuff. You know what's going to happen? Maybe not you, you're a big name, but half of them or all of them are going to half-ass it. They're not going to take it serious. They're going to fall off. They're going to make excuses. This shit doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. Whenever I want information or I want knowledge or I want experience from someone, I would rather pay. I would rather pay you to pick your brain than do it free. Because number one, I don't want to feel like I'm begging you for your time. I don't want to feel like I have to ask you to, I want to be like, hey, I paid for this. Give me your fucking time. Right. And the other thing is I'll take it more serious. I'm more invested.
They're bought in.
Yeah.
I always say
like
free.
I put my money in it, you know?
I came up with a saying called free took a pee.
Free took a pee.
Yeah, because, you know, I've done it before. Tried to help everyone. Yeah. Well, why, if it's so valuable and you're so good, why do you charge people? I'm like, yeah, you know, that's true. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it free because I just want to help people. So I did a big old free thing once. And every time people would show up, everyone's like, well, where's so-and-so and so? It was all the free people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. Where are they? And maybe he went to take a pee, you know? So then it just became, dude, free took a pee.
Free took a pee.
Yeah. They don't show up. They don't value it. And there's no skin in the game. There's no investment. Yeah. I use it as a filter. Yeah. Like I got a program right now. Pay attention, folks. This isn't a plug, but you're going to want to hear it. So I got a program right now. And I believe that there's so many people out there trying to make money. And I say, you know, a couple $100,000. If you're not making
trying's a strong word, but I'm with you.
Well, a couple $100,000 is, in my opinion, where you have to get to just to get a ticket out of the rat race.
You have to make a couple $100,000. Okay, just in total in an entrepreneur venture. Now you're not talking a month.
No. Regardless of entrepreneur, just a job.
Okay, yeah.
But like, you ask somebody how much money you make, they're like $80,000. Good luck. Yeah. Especially nowadays. Yeah. Like if you're making 80, 90 grand, you could still do it, but man, you would have to just like living in your mom's basement, 0 bills, and take all that discretionary income and invest it for the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, you got to move to Bali or Colombia.
Yeah, so I mean, that's unrealistic for people. There's people with families and houses and car payments and insurance, like in 90 grand comes and goes, and they're just living, and they're never going to get out of that. So because I learned the hard way, I said, listen, I'll show people how to get out of the rat race. Step 1 is get in the position to receive commission. If you're not selling something, trust me, dude, you're stuck. And there's a lot of people that don't think they can sell. They don't realize that that's teachable. You know, you can learn the right mindset, the right skill set, and the right habits. And if you're just willing to do the work, those will change you. Those will change your relationships. Those will change your life. Those will change everything. And more importantly, I can show you how to make a couple $100,000. And so I have a program and I say, listen, if you're not making a couple $100,000 a year, and I'm telling everyone listening right now, this goes to you too. If you're not making a couple $100,000 a year, come work for me. What? You'll give me a job? Absolutely. I'm looking for badass closers all day long. I'll hire them right now. But the people that call that don't have the background, I'm like, listen, instead of telling you to pound sand, here's what I'll do. I'll train you, but you have to go through this training program. Yeah. And again, tried it free. They don't show up. They don't do nothing. They're wasting my time. I'm spending my time and money to train these people so I can give them a job at one of my companies, so they can make a couple $100,000, so I can show them how to take that discretionary income that they should have and invest it wisely and grow. Because most people, they'll make a couple $100,000, but then their bills go up. Yep. They get nicer houses, nicer cars, and then they're stuck. They're stuck at a higher level, but they're stuck nonetheless. So the trick is obviously raise your income, but don't raise your lifestyle yet. And then take that income and invest it intelligently. So there's phases to it. So anyway, the free people never showed up. They just wouldn't engage. They wouldn't do anything. So I said, okay, well, here's what I'll do. Have them put down a deposit. $5,000, $10,000. Let's come up with a deposit that they have to put down. I'll give it back to them once they complete things.
Sure.
Dude, number one, it's making like $1 million a month. Yep. Number two, they show up. Lo and behold, they put the money down and now they're bought in and now they've got something to lose. So now they show up and they value what's going on. And dude, we're spitting out freaking people making money. We're spitting out people that like literally after they're done with the program, they're like, I don't even want the job. I'm applying what you taught me in my business and my business is blowing up.
You just answered a question I was going to ask you is the ones that make that investment, that take it serious, that listen, that are committed, that show up, how quick do they turn in ROI?
Quick. I mean, dude, listen, I've had people say I was about ready to commit suicide and I saw your thing. And so I called and they told me about a deposit and they told me that I had to, and I'd get it back and only cause it was you know, cause they trust me. So they didn't think it was a scam cause you know, it might've been a scam. And so they did it. And you know, they said, as soon as I went through the first part of the training, which is basically mindset, how do you gain some confidence, value yourself more? Get a vision, you know what I mean? Get a plan. So the mindset, he said, dude, he's unbelievably cured is the word he used because he was all depressed. Yeah. Well, again, a lot of people are. I would be too if I didn't have a way out. Yeah. So I give people a way out. It's a exact step by step. Here's exactly how you do it. There's coaches, there's training, there's the whole bit. It takes usually 2-3 weeks to get through it. Once you get through it, bam, I give you a job. You apply what I taught you in the job that I give you, you're going to make money.
Yeah, easy.
And if you don't make money, it's because you're not doing it and you didn't do it and you're not doing it. Yeah. But you'd be surprised how many people show up and as soon as you talk about a deposit, oh yeah, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, listen, I'm telling you basically put down a deposit, bet on yourself. And I'll let you in. They can't bet on themselves. And I'm like, dude, if you can't bet on yourself, why would I?
Yeah. Sometimes I don't blame them because they've been trained their entire life. We all have, right? School, job, this and that. The most basic form of making money is you work for income, right? So the thought of me spending money to learn something and then I'm going to be responsible to go generate money, wealth, and ROI from that, it's a hard concept for people to grasp. And that's why you said, you know, step number one is like mindset. Like you said, that guy was like, holy shit, you know, I was commit suicide. It's like, we talk about this in advertising all the time. In marketing, and this is why I love marketing. It's like, I have to tell you what's sexy. I have to intrigue you with what's sexy. There's this hack that I implemented in my marketing agency that made me this much money in a short amount of time. And if you do it, you'll get the same result, right? That's what's sexy and intrigues you and draws you in. But the truth is 90% of the conversations with agency owners and people that I work with is mindset, right? Like they show up and a common one is, this niche isn't working that I'm in. It's too saturated. It's too competitive. It's too whatever. Pick an excuse out of the air, right? If I go to this one, will my life change? Will I all of a sudden be able to figure this out and make money? And the answer all the time is no. No, it doesn't matter. You could switch 1,000,000 times. There's pros and cons to every business vertical, to every niche, to every model, to every client avatar you're going to work with. But if whatever's holding you back now, you don't solve that problem where you are, you don't either through personal develop or through solving problems in your business, break through that plateau or that milestone that you're at, jumping into a different vehicle or a different business model or a different niche isn't going to magically fix the problem. You still don't have the experience and knowledge to fix it. So it's a mindset thing, you know, and it's knowledge and it's information.
Yeah, because if you go from this industry to this one or this niche to this one, you're still there.
Yeah.
And you're the problem.
Yeah. They think the competition and the saturation is a problem. There's too many people that work with gym owners. Maybe if I go work with chiropractors.
Yeah. Alex Hormozy destroyed that industry. Now everybody's doing it.
Yeah. Right. You know what? I think of that the opposite way. Alex Hormozy made this much money from it. If he can do it, why can't we? I tell Dave this all the time. We're in the gym niche, right? If he did it, that is just an indicator. I see it's his mindset
that it's
right?
doable.
Yes, exactly. I look at you, I go, Brad has created a company this size. I can do that, right? Or whoever else it may be.
Well, that's because you have a growth mindset.
Yeah.
Some people have a fixed mindset where they don't believe that they can do it just because someone else did.
But that's where the investment comes in, though. That's why I, you know, same way. Like I have a program that I designed specifically for either people that want to start a business or agency owners that are looking to figure it out. And I made it more accessible because at first it wasn't accessible. It was expensive, right? But I created a program to make it more accessible, right? To see like, okay, here, come on in and let's see how quick you can figure things out, right? But you get the same things. Like, you know, you get the same things as their mindset. I don't know if this, you know, $3,000 is going to be worth it. And you know what I love to say to those people? What the fuck is going to change? What's going to change? Let's say you pay the money. You come in the program and it's a flop. I'm a fraud, or you get no information from it. Like, yeah, you lose $3,000, but your lifestyle is going to be the same. Nothing much. And this is what I told myself, by the way.
Or people wait until it's their last $3,000.
Yeah. Maybe.
And now they're desperate.
Yeah.
But that's usually the problem. Desperation, that puts you in a negative energy. That puts you in desperation, and your frequency and the vibration that you have is desperate.
Sure.
Well, folks, if you ask me, the best investment you can make is investing into yourself, getting the skills, getting the right knowledge, getting the right coaching, the mentor, the shortcuts, if you will. You ever heard there's no shortcuts?
Yeah.
See, people try to teach us that. There's no shortcuts in life, bro. Yes, there is. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
It's easy. You got to find someone who's already done what you're trying to do and then say, how'd you do it? And they go, I did this. That's a shortcut, bro. Yeah. You just saved a lot of time and money asking someone who already did it. But unfortunately, there's people that have limited belief. And they're that $3,000. If I lose this, I'll look dumb. I'll be screwed. I won't be able to this. I won't be able to that. Like I'm not like that. I don't ever think that way. Never have. I've paid my last dollar many times before. Where I've paid rent money. Show me. And like
I maxed the Amex out a few times when I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I didn't think, what if this doesn't happen? I just said, dude, you can teach me what? And it'll do what? Here, bam.
Do you think that the problem is there are unqualified people that are trying to sell information or programs or whatever that create the skepticism with buyers, where it's like, wait, hold on though. Are you one of those, are you one of these guys that actually doesn't know what you're doing, yet you're trying to just get my money? Do you think, because that's what
Sarasani thinks they all are.
That's what he said to you.
Well, that's how he is. I mean, I've talked to him.
And this is coming from a gambler.
Yeah, from a gambler.
Does he think? Wait, does he
who
not?
By the way,
not know that Vegas is tilted in their favor and not his?
Well, he claiming to win all the time.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. I'm not a gambler.
I can tell you this though, if you watch that episode with him, he's sitting there saying, "I'm not in your lane, buddy. I'm not one of those guys."
Wait, doesn't he sell
Meanwhile,
gambling?
yes, he does.
Same shit.
I'm like, dude, what's this? He's like, well, it's $149, bro. I'm like, so you're just in the cheap lane. Yeah. You're still in the fucking lane, bro. You're still pitching shit. You're still selling shit. Sure. He goes, well, that's just to cover the cost of the meals. I'm like, yeah, but you run around bragging that you're so rich. Why don't you just pick up a couple people's meals? Yeah. Like, dude, it's $149. If you're that cool, just say, I got you, dog. Yeah. It's $149. But I thought that episode was most people's problem. Most people believe that if you're asking for money, then you're a scam.
Yeah. A car salesman. I think he used that term.
Well, I'm a used car salesman.
Used car salesman. Yeah.
Which again, used car salesman is he was trying to
throw a dig at you.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, first of all, they were new.
Yeah. Did you guys hug and kiss afterwards?
Second of all, well, we went and had dinner.
Okay.
So, I mean, like he made it sound like we were all fighting, which that was not the case.
He's smart. He used it as a viral moment.
Man. Yeah, he did. And he even got on his page, and I was on like some dude Bradley's podcast, like he knows me.
Some dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you better.
Maybe I should have took his playbook. Maybe I should have came in here to argue with you.
Yeah, but now he's got the Sarasani rules.
Yeah.
He's selling his blackjack book. Yeah. Like, you're in my lane, buddy.
We're talking about him.
You're selling information,
buddy. We're talking
buddy.
about him, so he's got to be.
Well, for some reason, dude, that episode got a little reaction from people.
Well, because of conflict, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was and it felt real. I watched it. And it seemed very real.
It was real.
Yeah. And that was kind of a shock moment. I was like, oh shit, like you're on his podcast and you're taking that. But after he said it though, he kind of was like, no, I didn't mean it like that. Right.
Well, he tried to crawfish out of it.
Yeah.
He meant it like that. You know, well, you're a youth car salesman.
Yeah.
I said, you're a fucking loser football player. Like you didn't go to the pros either. But dude, I don't belittle salesmen. Like to me, he's ashamed almost of that. But to me, it's like, dude, if you're not in sales, bro, you're not that bright.
I started hustling cell phones, man. Like
sales is where it's at, period. Name somebody that you know that's financially successful that doesn't sell something to somebody.
Yeah, nobody.
And I try to think about it all the time just to prove myself wrong because I make that claim and then I think, well, I better make sure it's true.
Someone could argue that, these software guys, right? These Silicon Valley, like Zuckerberg, someone's gay, hey,
he's selling.
Yeah. But someone could argue that he created that, like he got rich before he ever thought about it. Or what's ChatGPT? Sam Altman? What's his name?
They would say about.
What about ChatGPT? What about Sam?
What do you mean? He sells it?
He doesn't monetize. He didn't even take $1.
What are you talking about?
They initially didn't monetize. You know what he said?
Did he not sell it?
Well, eventually.
Okay, it was called a strategy. He still sells it. He sells it every day. He sold people to build it. He sold people on the dream. He sold people. So you sell your kids on making their bed. You sell your kids on getting good grades. Everybody's selling.
Yeah, if your product's good enough, sometimes you don't have to. So he created it without a plan to monetize it, and he took money from investors. And what he said was, the investors came to him, it's a real story, and they sat down and they said, how are you going to get us our money back? And he said, I don't know, but the tool, when it gets good enough, we're going to ask it, and then I'll let you know. That was it.
He sold them.
Maybe he did. The product was pretty damn good, though, right? If your product is truly that, I think the better your product
that's
is,
Lightspeed.
The less, yeah.
Dude, I'm in business in spite of myself.
Yeah.
I should have screwed this place up.
Well, we all should have that same belief, right? I mean, like I think it's when I back to getting on with these, whoever I'm talking to, these agency owners, call it a $5,000, a $10,000, a $15,000 investment. I made $8.5 million from a $10,000 investment. So
and can prove it.
I could prove it. Yeah. I've sold the business. I have tax returns. I have a tax bill I got to pay this year that is giving me more gray hair than I want. And it's like, so I have ultimate belief because I understand that journey, but they get on and, it's kind of, there's almost a gap in the conversation where it's like, you're stupid not to do this because I know if you don't, and I talk to you in 12 months, your life's going to be the same. But if you do this, in 12 months, your life is going to be different.
Well, especially in your guys' world, marketing, it's all about knowledge.
No.
I can take a guy that understands how to place Facebook ads and give him $10,000 and generate, let's say, 1,000 leads. You give the same 10,000 to a dude that knows what he's doing, the same 10,000, and he generates 5,000 leads. That's knowledge. Yeah. So if you're in marketing and you have someone that knows these little secrets, these little hacks, dude, and you don't pay to learn them, you'll pay anyway. Yeah. That's the craziest part, dude. People don't understand. You're going to pay anyway.
Yeah.
You don't give me $3,000, you're going to go spend 30 trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And what's crazy is I got into marketing to fix my business, right? I had 3 gyms that were failing during COVID. I was going bankrupt if COVID didn't fix itself or I didn't fix the situation. And in that process, I not only bailed my gyms out, but I found out this business model was better. right? Marketing was better and I liked it. And there was way more upside. So now, I get people that come to me that have a real estate company and this and that. And they're like, I don't know that I want to start a marketing agency, but can you help me fix my problem in my business? I'm like, yeah, not only can I do that, but you'll probably want to monetize this after you figure it out, because so many other people are going to call you up and go, how did you get the result that you got? And can you help me? And that's what happened with my gyms. I fixed my gyms and I was part of a franchise. So naturally I have a huge network. There was like 3,500 franchise owners. How are you doing this? How'd you figure it out after COVID? How did you bounce back? Right. And I tell them and they're like, can you help me? Right. So I was like, okay, hey, $500 a month, $500 a month, 500. And then all of a sudden you got 14, 15 of them. I'm like, there's something here. Right. And there's a bigger TAM.
Took you 14 of them?
It took me 14 of them. Yeah. And then I realized how much I was undercharging them. And I was like, oh shit, this is not going to be scalable. Right. Yeah. And I told you, I got the slap on the wrist from the franchisor and had to pivot.
Yeah, but see, that's the best coaches. The ones that were in a situation, they got themselves out of a situation. Those are the ones you want to hire. Yeah. How'd you do that? And then if that person does what you did, 9 times out of 10, they'll get the same result. Like action causes like result. Yeah. You agree?
Yes. Of course.
So now, Gill, you were here before.
Yeah.
Valerio.
2 times, yeah. Yeah, you begged me to come back, so I had to come back.
Yeah, because I wanted to see, what transpired.
Yeah.
Number one, what transpired since then?
Man, a lot. I decided originally I was going to build a private equity company, right? And then I hooked up with you and your team, which one of the most professional groups that I've ever interacted with. And I say that, I know I'm sitting in front of you, but I say that I mean that from a genuine place. We're building the incubator. The incubator is, consulting and info products for all the agencies out there. And I decided when I left here that, this is, my mind goes, I'm an entrepreneur. So my mind goes, this is going to be a great revenue generator, low ticket product. And then I'm going to help the agency owners and we're going to do the M&A. We're going to do the roll up and we're going to do the acquisition. And my thoughts have shifted since then. And here's what it is now. I want to help people. And I mean that from people that were in a situation like me. I want to help people and I want to help agency owners. And if marketing agencies, SMMAs, right? And people that maybe are stuck in a 9-to-5 job that don't know how to get out of it, that are like me, right? But they feel there's something more out there for them and they want as low risk as it can get. I put over $2 million into creating opening my gyms when I didn't have money. I put $10,000 in starting my marketing agency. My marketing agency made way more money than my gyms ever made. So this is an avenue, not only for agency owners to make more money, an opportunity, right? But for those people that are in a 9-to-5 job that are like, how the hell can I get out of this thing? Like, am I trapped for life? But my concern right now is less about monetization, is less about selling this low ticket product, right? I have it and it's available. And if you want it, there it is, right? Learn something. But I've also opened up free channels for people to interact with me and people to learn and people to communicate and even live Q&As with me because, and this is common sense at certain levels, but it wasn't to me when we it wasn't as obvious to me. If I help enough people, whether it's paid or free, if I help enough people and I get enough people in front of me and I show them the value and there's a result, eventually they'll decide to work with me, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I got enough money to live. I'm good. My family's good, right? So, and the reason I say that is because right now, one of the challenges with entrepreneurs is patience, right? Especially after you've had success. So if you launch something new, this is a question I wanted to ask you. I don't know how many businesses you have under your belt, under your portfolio, but when you launch something new,
I got one big business under my belt.
Do you still feel so if you were to launch, well, you got partnerships and shit like that, right? Do you still feel at the level you're at the impatience that this should be working quicker, faster, making more money like it should? Do you still feel that at your level?
You want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you tell yourself?
I don't know if that ever goes away.
Yeah. So what do you tell yourself? Like, what's the logical discussion you have in your head on how much time?
Well, I tell myself that if it's not working and I think it should be, that I'm obviously missing something. So I just keep looking for the solution. I'm not afraid to start over. I'm not afraid to make tweaks, but I am not good with patience, my friend.
Yeah. No.
I raise my action. I raise my intensity. I get the opposite of patience. I get more action towards
but sometimes
I don't lower my goals. I raise my intensity.
I agree with that. But sometimes the answer to that question is time.
Yeah, dude, there's a fact that some things take time. Like go get a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You're not getting it overnight, no matter how much action you take.
Yeah.
But
now again, you could take actions that make it come quicker, obviously, right? And there's a million things.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So if you do a little bit more, then you'll get there quicker. Even though, things take time. And there's a lot of people that give up because they didn't let enough time pass.
Yeah.
Especially with ads, I would assume. I've ran an ad and let too much time go by. They get ad fatigue, and you're like, well, dude, it was working. What's the problem? Well, dude, everybody's seen it. You need to change the ad. Yeah. Isn't that true?
Yeah. Well, it's a balance, right? Because there's the opposite of that, which is over optimization, right? Which is 3 days. Dave, I was giving Dave shit the other day about this. There's 3 days of attrition, or you see a drop in your CPL or your cost per appointment or even your conversion, and you start panicking, right? Especially if you watch them like a hawk like we do. You start panicking and you start, let me tweak this, let me fix this, and you start over optimizing in the algorithm. You don't give it time to play out. It gets confused, and you actually start diminishing the results that you were getting. So you have to be patient in that aspect too. You have to give it time, but there's time frames in which you have to go, okay, I could see a downward trend. This is happening, right? It's not just a volatility in marketing. This is an actual trend. And that's when you need to take action and get in there. So it takes some.
Well, it also could be timing.
Yeah.
Like you run ads during Christmas, you're not going to get the same return as if you run them without a holiday season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, people
or the election.
Yeah, election. Yeah, if everybody's pumping in money, or just crazy things going on, right? The stock market dips. All of a sudden, business owners are like, hold on. Let me pull back on whatever I'm doing. Or if it's B2C, people stop spending money. This is why it takes a lot of not only experience, but a lack of emotion, right? And business owners, and this is why I'm always going to be in business, and marketing agencies are always going to be in business, right? We talked about this earlier. There's 2 things. One, somebody that can objectively manage your account without emotion and really understand the metrics and make decisions based on that, but also understand all the variables out there, the election and holidays and all of those things. Business owners struggle to do that, especially if we're talking gym owners, examples like that. They're, oh my God, it's not working, or this and that. We even do it in the agencies. Like we would scale up our ad spend, have a bad week, and then scale it down. And then I'm like, why do our sales feel inconsistent? It's like because our marketing is inconsistent. And I think it was Henry Ford said, stopping marketing to fix it or something like that is the same as like stopping your watch to slow down time. It doesn't make sense, right? There's that, but then there's also, it's always a good time for us as marketing agencies. When COVID happened, and people, I hope I could say that word. I don't know if I get it right. When the pandemic happened and businesses were getting shut down left and right, we were freaked out as agency owners, right? But as soon as things started to come back, businesses were, we need leads, we need sales. That our all agencies and our businesses shot up, right? And did really well because of that. So in times of struggle, business owners want more leads and more sales, right? They lean on us for that. And in times of, when things are going well in the economy and the market's up and people have money, they have money to spend, and they if they're smart, they allocate it towards their marketing budget, right? So it's a good business model. I love it. It's low overhead, right? It's easy to jump in. Now that makes competition, and that creates some incompetent people that jump into the game initially, but if they stick with it, they'll learn. And it's a business that is always going to be in demand. And I tell you what, we are not looking at our phones any less. We are looking at it more. So if you're a business owner and you're going to go spend money on a billboard or on TV or mailers or any of that shit, like not only is it hard to measure that, we'll crush that. Digital will crush that. We'll crush it every day of the week, and we'll give you the metrics to back it up. Go tell me how much your billboard converted. What are you measuring that on? What, someone comes in and they check a box? Oh, I saw you on a billboard, right? It's like I can pull. This is why marketing gets scrutinized. Digital marketing gets scrutinized so much, right? Because the level of reporting that we have. We can look at the clicks, we can look at the click-through rate, we can look at the cost per lead, we can look at the cost per appointment, we can look at the cost per acquisition, all the way through. We could see all this, your shows, all of this, right? And so business owners, so us, everybody, we overanalyze and we scrutinize it because the data's in front of us. We just go throw money at mailers and a billboard and other stupid shit and don't even know what the hell we got from it, right? Like, you can measure this, right?
Well, there's a thing in that industry called a CAC.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
not a cock, a CAC.
Yeah. But what's weird is marketers want a small CAC. Don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
So all marketers have small CACs.
Yeah.
All good marketers have a small CAC.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, there's
how many followers you got?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's all marketing. You're the best.
Yeah.
That's the smallest one, man.
No. Although
no, I'm just taking your word.
Followers will get you a small CAC.
Yeah.
Because it's organic stuff. That's why I say everyone should be building a personal brand.
Yeah.
Because I can put something on social media and, reach a bunch of people where someone else has to pay to reach those people.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference in business. If you're in business and you don't have a personal brand, dude, I feel bad for you because you have to spend a ton more money than I do to get the word out.
One of the mistakes I made when running my agency was we were so good at acquiring clients from ads. I didn't care about a personal brand. In fact, I told myself, I don't want to do this. This is the way. I don't want to record myself. I don't want to put my family and my kids and myself and all this stuff online. I don't need to do any of this. I can make money through ads, right? Not only was that a big mistake that I'm now, wish that I got started 5-6 years ago on my personal brand. Your personal brand makes your ads better and your ads make your personal brand better, right? So if you could do both, you're going to get a better result.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of guys out there wanting to get into marketing. What would you say to them?
Wanting, in what sense? Wanting to getting into digital marketing?
They want to do what you did.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if they want to get into business in general, right? Let's take it a step back, right? If they want to get into business in general, this model not only can be a cash cow, but there is a low risk investment. I mean, at the end of the day, you find someone who has done it, you pay them some money and you go, show me exactly what to do. And then you actually follow what they do. That's the problem too, right? They go, okay, I want to do this and then I want to spin it my way, right? But high profit margins, growing 38% CAGR, right? Growth rate, right? For annual growth rate from digital marketing every year, 38%, which is huge. High margins, low risk to get into it. Huge TAM. You can work with clients anywhere in the United States or other countries, and it's scalable. It's a scalable business model as long as you understand it, right? There's a lot of marketing companies who make a mistake. They try to be this generalist and we do this, and this. If you understand how to build the business correctly, it's very scalable. You could take on 30, 40, 50, 70 clients overnight. Now, all of this doesn't mean it's easy. I would never sit here and say it's easy. Any business you decide to go into is hard. But your likelihood of success, here's the simplest way I can say this. Your likelihood of success with a low risk investment is very high in this business, and the industry is only going to grow. So if you're thinking, I want to quit my job and I want to start a business, this is a good industry for you to jump in. Now, if you're already thinking, or you have a marketing agency or you want to scale it, look, if it's me, fine. But if it's not, the difference between agencies that make millions of dollars, not only scale and make money, but they end up exiting, is that they have information, not skills, not a hack, not some bullshit trick. They have information that other agencies don't, and they implement it. So the way that I personally get information and implement it is find people who have done it. I found Bradley and Bradley's team because I have information in my brain. I can help agency owners scale. How the hell do I get it out of my brain and into a system that's high quality, professional, that I can get it to agency owners, they can consume it, and they can learn from me? I had no clue how to do that. I didn't even know where to start. I was overwhelmed. So I could have spent the next 36 months figuring it out, tripping over my feet,
damaging my brand,
stressing myself out, or I could find somebody who has done it time and time again, who has proof because there's people that this person, Bradley, has worked with that have had success, and I could go, help me. I have all this information, help me, right? And so it's the same thing that applies to this, right? If you're out there and you're me and you're working your 9 to 5 and you just feel like there's more in life, right? There's more for you. You're capable of more. You want to live life on your own terms, or you're an agency owner and you've been beating your head against the wall for years or 6 months. It doesn't matter. Like, I have the answer and I can help you and I can get you there. And so can other people. Again, I'm not the only guy that exists that knows how to build a marketing agency, but I will say this. I'm the only guy that's out there that's doing it now, that has proof of success. I have proof that I scaled. I have proof that I sold for millions. And not only that, I'm giving you direct access to me, because that's the two problems in the coaching industry, right? And not to turn this into shitting on other coaches out there, but there's two other types of coaches, in my opinion. One is the guy that tried the business. He got a little bit of success, maybe 1 month, and then it down and up, and I can't do this anymore. And he actually quit. He quit his agency and he went, maybe it's easier to go teach people about this. So I'm going to sell you something when I haven't, something that I haven't actually accomplished. And I'm going to see if I can get people to buy this from me. Now, this isn't people that specialize in one thing. So I want to separate them. There are people that have agencies that quit that are really good at email, and they'll teach you how to acquire clients through email. They're just not good business owners and operators, and they don't have the mindset to teach you how to scale. That's one out there. The other one is the guy that has had success, that has made millions of dollars, that is really good at marketing, but they've now built a program and they have removed themselves. So you hire them because they're the face and you never see them, right? And you're working with a junior coach that has never scaled an agency, that's giving you advice, regurgitated advice that they heard through and you're hoping that they can be the answer. Now, again, sometimes those programs can be set up in a way where you can extract knowledge and information, and it's a good network of people, right? But my unique advantage for those that are out there that potentially consider working with me is that straight to the source. I'm going to show you what I just did in 3.5 years, how I made millions of dollars from nothing, from a broke salesman that couldn't find a way out, to this business model that I invested $10,000 in, to making millions of dollars. And I'm going to work with you directly. And I'm also bringing all my people, right? I'm bringing my guy here, my ads guy. I'm bringing all the people that helped me build my agency, because they're the resources for you. But I don't disappear and go away. You have direct access to me.
Where'd you find the people?
I built them over the time that I was building my agency, right? I worked with tons of different people, but my ads didn't work. I needed someone who was a little bit more intelligent with ads, right? I networked with the right people. I needed an email guy to figure out how we can acquire through email. I needed someone, as I scaled to over 6 figures monthly, I needed someone that could help me build operations, right? I needed, I found a tech ops guy that built all my automations, all my AI, all my nurture sequences, all my backend systems, both agency facing and client facing, because we don't only build the CRMs for ourselves, for agencies. We have to build them for clients, for the chiropractors, the gyms, whoever I work for. So I built it, right? And through a lot of trial and error. So all the pain, all the mistakes, all the money that I invested over the 4 years of banging my head against the wall, like I can skip that for you. If you're an agency owner out there, like, what is that worth, right? And I'm not shy to say this, because I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to navigate who the right people to work with. And some of them were not, right? But like, what is that worth to somebody who's starting out or even making 50, 60,000 a month, that says like, I want to model my business after this guy that I not only scaled, but actually exited, had enterprise value, had private equity companies making offers to him. What is that worth, right? I should be charging $75,000 minimum for someone to give this information to them. But part of it you can get free. Part of it, you can join my community and get free. You can get a little bit more access if you want to pay for a nice packaged, all the information in my head package over the years that, you know, the amazing team here at Lightspeed has helped me package and put in the best system that I possibly could to make it easy to consume, easy to navigate, interactive, right? There's that. And then it's like, if you want me to hold your hand and do this with you, which the only benefit of that is speed. I will get you there quicker if we hold hands and we do it together, right? The information is all in the course. Like, that's what's crazy. You can buy the course, and as long as you learn it and do it, you'll get there. But if you want speed, then I'll do it with you, right? And you get there. It's easy. I could confidently say that someone, if they paid 75, 100,000, 150,000, they would absolutely get every dollar back and have a huge ROI if they did that. The thing is, it's a fraction of that.
And be willing to implement what they're learning.
Yeah.
Because there's also those people, they'll pay the fees and they'll listen and they'll take notes and then they don't do anything.
They need accountability. That's half the battle, right? You know, and we also take a lot of that away from them too, if I'm being honest. So we not only help with the mindset. Mindset is honestly a big part of the battle in entrepreneurship in any model, but it's not only the mindset, it's accountability. And by the way, just back to that, if I was to credit one thing for most of my success, it was changing my mindset and my personal development. That's what made me the money, not some hacker strategy, but I got those for you too, right? The second part of it is accountability, right? Holding them accountability. And the third part is just doing some of this stuff for you. I mean, your team took the recordings, edited them, packaged them up, made them look professional, made them look beautiful, told me where we cut them, where we stop, and then did it all for me. So I didn't have to waste my time and energy thinking about that, right? That's what we do. We'll build you the CRM. We'll help you get all your ads up and running. We'll build your sales deck so that it's following a framework that actually converts high ticket clients when they show up to a call. We'll do all that for you. We'll write the copy. We'll fix your offer. Offer is half the battle in marketing, a big part of the battle in marketing, right? We'll fix your offer and then we'll also price all your services, right? Because I told you the mistake I made when I got started. I was charging $500 to each gym owner that worked with me. And then I look back and I go, wait, as soon as I start hiring a team and people and reinvesting, there's nothing left over for me, right? I got to fix this, right? Now I know I can generate an ROI, but I got to charge more money. And if I don't charge more money, guess who suffers? My clients suffer because my business falls apart, right? So I had to charge more. I reinvest. I hire better people. I make a better product, right? This is business 101. I make a better product. My clients get better results. And so it's like, this is why I charge more, right? But agency owners, when they start out, are glorified freelancers. And a lot of them get stuck there. They're freelancers. We'll transition them to business owners. We'll show them how to price their service. We'll do it all for them, and we'll help them scale up, right?
And just so it doesn't go by, where do these people go?
Yeah, the easiest place to find me quick is joinlimitlessagency.com. Joinlimitlessagency.com, and if you search my free community, it's Digital Marketing Blueprint, the school community. You can join. It's free there. You can get to know me. You can see if I'm full of it. You can learn something. You can go make a little bit of money with the concepts and the advice that I share. And then you can go, okay, now it's time to go at hyper speed. Let me work with Gill and his team.
And there's unlimited customers. Like, dude, I told you, I'll get you guys 100 people tomorrow. If someone can produce results in whatever niche or niche there is, I don't really care if it's gyms or chiropractors or whatever, like, there's no shortage of customers. Everybody's looking for good marketers, ones that can produce results. And that's the difference, in my opinion, between good and bad. Because if you have a good one, they'll figure it out. There's a way to figure it out. It might take a little longer than expected, but they'll figure it out, a good one. The bad ones, the ones that paid $69 for a course and they don't really understand, they just, get more than you do. Like, I know a guy that can run Facebook ads. Well, dude, one day I said, dude, I got to figure this out. So I went and ran a Facebook ad. It's not that difficult.
No, you can get a $7 an hour VA overseas to do that.
Yeah, but it's not the Facebook ad, dude. There's copy, there's the offer, there's the whole back end. There's the ascension models, there's business models. It's the whole bit. Like, the marketer, in my opinion, has all of that experience. Where if I come to you and I say, hey, can you run ads? Well, dude, that's a media buyer.
Yes.
And a lot of people think that's a marketer.
Yes.
It's like, no, that is a media buyer.
Yeah.
Marketing is an umbrella word where there's a lot of marketing things. Like, for example, organic, which is code for free. Well, it's not really free. Like, people think, oh, well, you just post it for free. Dude, you know how much it costs me to get the followers? Guess.
I don't know.
4 years at about 30,000 a month. 20 to 30,000 a month.
Sure.
So if you add it up over 4 years, over $1 million it took me in editors and camera guys and my time and all this. So now, I get it free. No, I just prepaid it. But I'll tell you right now, if anybody's listening, building a personal brand is worth it.
Hard, but worth it. I
wouldn't even say it's hard. Yeah. If you do it my way.
Well, it takes time. Yeah.
My way is the hack. And I've shown Andy Elliott and a bunch of people how I do it. They emulated it and they shot up. And the answer, I'll give it to people for free, is to be the content instead of trying to make it. Because in order to get social media influence, you have to be prolific. You have to put 4 or 5 videos a day out. And when you try to think up those videos, and it's the kind where you're looking at the camera and you're giving your advice, you run out eventually, or you start to realize like, shit, I've already said this. I can't keep saying it. Well, you're going to be you all day long. But the question is, do you have a camera guy? Because what you guys say at lunch after you leave here, that might be what goes more viral. Why? Because it's you guys talking behind the scenes. There's all these formulas that play into it. And dude, most people they're too afraid to leave the camera on. Most people are making content, then the camera guy goes and edits it.
Yeah, they want it to be perfect. They want to look good. They want to say the right thing.
And
that's not.
Yeah, and then the shit that they do while the camera guy went and started editing is more valuable than the shit that you just shot.
Yep.
Because the shit that you make, I call it creating content. Some of it is pretty good, but you just can't create the volume you need to just do that constantly. Unless you're just like a phenom. There might be some out there. But the average person who's running a business, who's actually, busy, how do you do it? Yeah. Well, leave that camera on you all day long.
Yeah. I took your advice, man. You said this to me last time we sat in the green room. You said, personal brand worth at least 20 million a year. And the way you do it is you get a cameraman to follow you around. And I got a cameraman following me around today.
That's right.
I took your advice, man.
But don't make the mistake of then let him go edit.
Yeah.
Because you edit also?
No. Well, he does edit, but we got our guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like my camera guy can edit too, but he's the camera guy.
Well, it's time consuming. It takes
the only place he can't go is the bedroom and the bathroom because I don't want to trend #1 on Pornhub.
Yeah. Or OnlyFans. I mean, how much more revenue would you do if you added that in?
Probably none. I mean,
my wife wouldn't let me, but she's pretty hot.
Too old
so we
now.
we would do well.
Maybe when I was
if digital
30.
marketing gets rough, I'll see if I can convince her. I don't think she'll go for it.
Dude, digital marketing's never getting rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, what do you think of AI though? Because with AI nowadays, you need less and less copywriters.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you do?
I think that marketing agencies are going to get more efficient and more profitable, right? Because at the end of the day, so there's this concern in marketing agencies that it's going to get so easy that old Brad's going to be able to go on and click 3 buttons and AI is going to do it all for him. It'll never get to that point. And even if it gets simplified, there's still going to be some level of management needed for those ads, right?
Yeah.
And even AI could be a pain in the ass to implement. So there will be a middleman that needs to help manage this at all times, right? Yeah. So my honest opinion is that marketing agencies are going to become significantly more profitable because, I mean, we're launching AI voice nurture. So all the leads that come in for our clients and us, full on conversations, scheduling, booking, following up, qualifying, having a conversation. And the person on the other side will know that it's an AI, but who cares? If it answers all your questions, if I can interact, if I can ask everything I want to ask, and then I could show up and get the information, sometimes I prefer to talk to an AI.
The key is to leverage it.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a marketing capacity, I'm just going to make sure I study it, learn it, and leverage it. Because if I'm helping 10 customers without AI, I can help 100 with AI. Yeah. And at the same time, companies don't have time. I know right now I can go use AI for stuff, editing, all kinds of shit. I still have people. Yeah. And now I would want those people to go leverage AI if they're smart. Because now my editor that would produce, let's say, an hour of finished content in a week is now able to produce 4 hours in a week. Now, someone had to feed the AI, train the AI, use the AI, double check the AI. So again, if you're in a marketing agency or any business for that matter, I wouldn't be afraid of AI. I would be making sure everyone in your business leveraged it.
Yeah.
Because you can be faster.
Yeah.
Go to ChatGPT. It's a little more creative. Hey, this is my business. This is what I'm doing. Write me some copy. And it goes brink. Then you throw it over to Claude, which is a little more realistic.
Better copyright.
Yeah, and then you throw it in Claude and you say, okay, now write a script that's better. Yeah. And then Claude spits out the final thing. And then an actual copywriter that knows your business, that works there, can revise it and make a few small changes.
Yeah.
Because like Lightspeed, you ask Lightspeed or you ask AI to write copy for Lightspeed, it doesn't know. I've tried it. It's not capable. Yeah. Why? Because it doesn't know the ins and outs.
It's not all the way there yet. It will be, but it's not all the way there yet. But I feel like people listening are going to be like rolling their eyes at AI. They shouldn't be, but they should. But I wanted to ask you something else. When you, and maybe you weren't thinking about this, but when you were building your business, were you thinking about how successful it was going to be, or only? Or were you also thinking about the type of business that you want to build? Like the life that you want to live, the lifestyle, the freedom, the people. Like did you consider that at all while building? And do you now?
I do now, but I didn't then. I just thought if I were rich enough, I'll worry about the lifestyle after that.
Sure. What's rich enough?
Back then?
Yeah.
$1 million a year.
$1 million a year. Okay. So not like a money amount in the bank. It was $1 million a year.
Yeah, like I used to think, dude, if once I'm making $1 million a year, dude, my whole life's gonna change. Yeah. Oh boy,
did it when you got there?
No, it didn't. I didn't even realize I got there.
Yeah,
I had to look back and go, dude, I'm technically a millionaire. And people say, why do you say technically?
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
Like technically?
Yeah, sure.
Probably
net worth, whatever you want to call it.
Well, technically.
Well, net worth isn't technically, so yeah.
Well, not only that, I mean, are you counting the equity in the business and like it's hard to tell.
Let's say when you had $1 million liquid.
$1 million liquid was probably 38.
Okay. All right.
But then again, dude, if I took that $1 million and invested it like I should have, it would have paid more and I would have been consistently compounding my money. But instead I was an idiot. I thought, I'd need to make more. So I'd take the $1 million to make more, not invest. I would just
but don't you think it actually would have been, you would have made more by putting it back in there? So holy shit, investments right now in crypto and stuff. I mean, I was telling Dave, I was way up and I don't even want to look right now. It's been so bad.
Dude, someone offered me crypto at $50.
Holy shit. Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Can you buy anything with it? They're like, yeah, you can
straight up Bitcoin at $50. Back when
Bitcoin was $50, and I would have probably, knowing me, if I would have done it, I probably would have bought 10 grand worth.
Yeah.
So 10 grand at $50, do the math. Yeah, I would have had tons.
Shit.
Matter of fact, when it was $600, somebody wanted a Lightspeed system. We tallied up what they needed. It was like 85 G's. He goes, would you take Bitcoin? I said, sure. So he gave me like 151 Bitcoin or something.
And you cash it out?
Well, I'm like, dude, the company needed money. So the company, the company didn't have a wallet.
Yeah.
And so I had a wallet.
Yeah.
So I said, transfer it to me.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, I'll transfer it to Lightspeed. So I said, hey, get a wallet to my controller. So they did whatever they did to get a wallet. And it took about a week and a half. Well, in the week and a half, dude, the Bitcoin went up to $1,200. It went from $600 to $1,200 like in a week.
Yeah.
And so I didn't owe Lightspeed 151 Bitcoin.
So yeah,
I owed it 85,000. So I sent the company 85,000 in Bitcoin, and I had still a bunch left.
Yeah.
So I started to get Bitcoin when it was around $600.
And you started accumulating and buying it around then, and you have since?
No, I've never bought it until it was like in the thousands.
Yeah.
Now I buy it, but.
Yeah. Just Bitcoin, or do you Ethereum, anything else?
I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP.
XRP? Okay. You don't get into more like the altcoins? No. Yeah, they're getting crushed right now, but
no, because every time someone,
now's a good time to buy them though.
But you know the people with the altcoins, you know how you buy the altcoins with?
No.
Bitcoin.
Just transfer it. Yeah.
Yeah, they want Bitcoin for their altcoins. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you've got these altcoins that are worth so much, why are you selling them to me for my Bitcoin?
Well, it depends on the timing, because if the way that the crypto market works, and I'm by no means a professional, but Bitcoin will spike, right? Bitcoin will lead the market, Ethereum will follow, and then altcoins will shoot up after that. So they call it alt season. So if they're telling you they want they want your Bitcoin to sell you altcoins.
Well, that's how you buy them. How do you buy altcoins? Fucking goats?
No, they're all over you could buy them on Robinhood.
You can use cash, but you can use cash to buy Bitcoin too.
Sure, but you can use cash.
But 9 times out of 10,
American dollars to buy altcoins now.
Yeah, I know.
Many
but,
of
but
them.
9 times out of 10, they're just transferring Bitcoin.
No.
Bitcoin was the first one that had value.
Yeah, well, I think
So every time someone would say, you want to buy Ethereum? Yeah, how do I get Ethereum? Well, you just transfer your Bitcoin.
not now though, dude. Not now. Not now.
They
People
still
that
do.
are some do, but now people that understand the crypto market are investing in it. They're building a portfolio. They're taking cash and they're saying, "Hey, I want my portfolio to be 70% Bitcoin. I want it to be, like Luke Belmar, right?"
Well, that's because cash does not go up like crypto does.
Yeah. Yeah, but you also got to have some balls and be able to handle the volatility, man, because it's crazy, I mean, in 2020, I panicked, right? It dipped, panicked. I panicked, sold, and I had Ethereum at $400. I had Ethereum at $400, a lot of it too.
Do you have any now?
Yeah, I got a lot now. Yeah.
At what value? See, I'm down.
Here, let's see. Don't show this on your cameras. I don't want anybody to see how much I'm down right now, but let's see.
Bitcoin's
like
85,000 as we speak.
Yeah.
And I remember, dude, that was 600. I sold a poker table for 3 Bitcoin because it was like, $1,500 poker table. They gave me 3 Bitcoin, which if you do the math right now, they gave me $265,000 for that fucking table.
My average cost in Ethereum is $900. That's average because I got Avalanche. I got a lot of Avalanche and I'm upside down in that right now.
Ethereum's only 1,500 right now. It was up to $3,000, wasn't it?
Now it was at 44 at one point. Recently, it was.
I bought
33.
XRP at 63 cents.
And that, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I got. I don't have a bunch.
It's a dangerous game though for people that don't have a lot, man, because you got to be able to withstand that up and down volatility.
I don't have very many Ethereum. I have.
Now's the time. Now's the time to transfer your Bitcoin to actually, not financial advice.
I got 50.
Brad will call me.
I got 50,508 XRP.
So how should I build my new business? Should I consider my life and what? So I worked really hard, obviously, to build my last business to the point I was having even some health issues, stress, time away. I mean, I missed my kids' birthdays, missed, parts of them growing up. Should I consider that at all while I'm building my new business, that the lifestyle that I want to have and the time I want with my family? Or should I be all in on making as much money as I can make?
At this stage in life, I would say you want to create a life and then backwards build the business.
Okay.
Because otherwise, dude, life goes by.
Yeah.
And it takes longer than you think. So if I could do it over, I would decide, what do I want my life to look like? And then I would make decisions based on whether it's moving me there or not. But before, I didn't care about life. I figured if I just get the money, it'll work. And dude, it's still not where I want it. So like, had I done it back then,
the money or the life or both?
Both.
Yeah.
So,
but you would take
you
less
underestimate,
money.
you overestimate. There's all kinds of shit you do. You think, man, if I just had 10 million, that'll be all I need. Well, dude, 10 million isn't really that much unless, of course, it's liquid and properly invested, and then it's really not that much either.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, wait a minute, shit, I kind of like flying private. And then it's just
you
never.
Just raise, you put the goalposts out further.
Yeah, but if you say, I want a life where I do this, like Jesse Itzler, you know him?
Of course.
Go follow him and use his big ass calendar. And that guy is a billionaire.
Yeah.
And his wife's a billionaire. Like that's a double whammy.
She might have more than him.
Could be.
Yeah.
Probably does.
Probably. Spanks.
But dude, they do it right. That's why I love Jesse Itzler, dude. He'll tell you, dude, design your life and then, act accordingly.
Yeah. It's funny you bring him up because, me and all my partners always talk it's like, who's the one guy or girl that we want to follow, that we want to kind of emulate, that has done it right? Not only right as far as making money, because like there are people out there that have way more money than me that I'm like, I wouldn't take your life, never. Right. He's one guy that I would say, like, he does seem to have it figured out, man. He's got a good relationship, good family life. He seems happy. He's making a ton of money, enjoying it, Yeah.
And then people with limited mindset will be like, well, yeah, it's easy because he has all this money. I agree. It is easier when you have a bunch of money.
Sure.
But I can tell you this, I would design your life and then your business would be molded to adjust.
Yeah.
Especially as you get older. You're how old?
41.
Yeah, see, dude, 10 years is going to go by so fast. You're going to be 51. You're going to go, God damn, that was quick. Yeah. And it is quick. Like, I'm 56, dude. It feels like I was 35 5 years ago. And I'm starting to see, like, damn, the neck, the eyes are starting to, like, damn, holy shit. Dude, 10 years will go by. You'll be like, dude, 10 years ago, I remember you talking about this. You're 60 fucking 6. And I used to think 56 was old. And now I'm 56. I'm like, well, shit, I don't feel old, thankfully. But dude, life goes by fast is all I'm saying. So if you design a life and you put that as your priority, you can still, build your business around it. I just wouldn't focus on business so much if I could do it over.
Would you? Yeah, I told myself this. I agree with everything you said, man. And I'm glad to hear that because it means my mindset's in the right place. I told myself, at 70, would I take 10 million less if I got more time with my kids and my wife and to do the things that I wanted to do? And I think the clear answer to that question is yes. You're not going to give a shit, right? You're not going to care at 70 or 80 if you have 10 or 20 or 50 or who cares,
I mean, if you dial that all the way back, would you take 10 million for your kids?
Take 10 million to give to them? What do you mean?
No. Would you take 10 million in exchange for your kids?
Fuck no.
So then that tells you right there what's more important.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the kids. Okay, well, if you said to me, I'll give you back all the time that you didn't have with your kids building this place, but you won't have this place,
you would trade that?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because I know there's a million other things I could have been doing too. So like this.
See, but I guess you could do both, right? That's the thing. Yeah, you could have it all, but I feel like it has to be by design. That's why I ask you that question. I have to design my business. And this is why I actually appreciate my business partner who's here, one of my partners who's here with me today, because he thinks about that and we talk about it a lot. It has to be by design. The business has to be by design. The marriage has to be by design. Fatherhood has to be by design. Your health has to be by design. Your faith has to be by design. And if it's not, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be reactive to whatever you prioritize. And for me, I've prioritized business and money over everything. My health at times, my children, my wife, all of it. And what do you think happened? They all suffered, right? I'm not willing to, I have coaches that I work with and I'm not willing to do that anymore. And I told myself that I'm not willing to do it.
Well, it's easy now that you got some money.
Yeah, but it's not though, because the habits, right? I built what I have now. I built through grind and hustle and all the cliche words that everybody hates, right? That's how I got it. So I validated that what I did previously works. So now that I sold the business and now I'm doing it again, guess what my mind does? It goes, here's how we do this again. We sit in front of the computer for 12 hours. We give up sleep. We give up time with the kids. We give up time with the family. We sacrifice our health if we have to. This is how we get ahead of everybody else. These guys aren't willing to do this, right? Doesn't matter how much money I have. I'm 41. Those are habits that I've created in my brain over years and years. And the problem is, again, they're validated. It actually worked. So now I have to look at other people that have the life, Jesse Itzler, for example. I have to look at him and I go, he doesn't do this. He's with his family. And he is way more than I have, right? So if he's gotten to that level, that means that it is possible. Therefore, it's a mindset. I have to change my mindset.
That's right, folks. It all starts with mindset.
Starts with mindset. Frequency. I love hearing you talk about frequency and energy, which is the truth.
You ever read about quantum physics?
Not as much as I should have, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're all vibrating with an energy. You read an email, and believe it or not, your vibration changes. Your neurons start firing differently, and literally, some people believe that that's what controls the whole thing. So when you wake up in the morning and you reach for your phone and you read an email, and it's not good, or it's depressing, or whatever the case may be, your energy changes. It's almost like every time you get in your car, there's country music on, and you hate country music. Well, what do? You go, beep.
Yep. Shut the frequency off.
Well, you just turn the knob. Let me put it to where I want it. And dude, that's as easy as life is. You just have to get good at it and get control of your mindset to where when you start to feel those triggers, you already know, but most people don't know how to change that tune. Yeah. Otherwise they'd change it to the rich frequency and the this frequency, and they'd walk around just euphoric all the time. People don't know how to do that. Life gets in the way. Your mind isn't really, you're not proactive, you're reactive. You have a reactive mind. Somebody does something. Oh, what happened? This guy came in here and ruined the whole day for me. Really? Did he? Or did you ruin your whole day for you? Well, it wasn't me. I'm not the one that kicked in the door and said this shit. But you decided to react and how to respond to it. You ever read, I forget the name, it's called ERO, which is there's an event, then there's the response, then there's the outcome. Most people think there's an event and an outcome. And that's not true. There's always a response. And the response determines the outcome. So it doesn't matter what happens. It matters how you respond to it. And then that's what determines the outcome. Most people just need to figure out that R.
Yeah, it's also true. And there was this extreme example that I used for myself that what you just shared, a light bulb went off. You know, I used to drive 2.5 hours in traffic to Chicago when I was working a sales job. Road rage in Chicago is crazy. People cut me off. You get pissed off. You get in traffic, right? And I'd show up to my office with this anxiety and negative energy. And I thought to myself, like, how silly is this, right? If I'm in a coffee shop and some lady or man walk in front of me, right? I don't grab them and turn them around. And blow up on them, right? It's like being in the vehicle, like there's something with humans where it's like higher stakes or something where we have this like road rage, right? And so I started applying that to things in my life, right? Someone says something to me, even my wife or whoever, and all of a sudden I have this reaction, right? And I control that, I control that. And every time that I do something or react in a way that makes me feel bad, rather than, again, blaming externally, like I gotta take accountability and ownership of that, right?
Well, that's equivalent of you're starting to learn how to do this. Yeah, because I catch myself getting pissed and then I go,
is this worth it?
Well, I just start smiling because in reality, dude, you do have the choice of how you react. No one gets to choose for you. So when you get mad at something, or you get depressed, or you get anxious, or you get nervous, whatever you're getting, you're choosing to do that.
Anger, I think, is an easier one to explain because it's like you feel it, you're like, this is silly, turn it off. What about anxiety though? Like that one, it almost feels involuntary, right? All the time. Like this is something I can't control, right?
But you can.
Yeah.
You just have to have the muscle.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have the muscle.
What's the hack?
Dude, I'm still learning.
Yeah,
me
too.
I think the biggest hack is to realize that you're in control. Like you are in control. The mind is everything. You have video games. You have all the levels unlocked. You have a big screen TV. You have surround sound. You have a killer couch. Everything's there. The whole ball of wax. Everything at your disposal. Look around the room and realize there's no controller. What's all that worth now?
Yeah, nothing.
You're like, fuck, dude. What can I do? There's nothing I can do. When in reality, yeah, you can, dude. You can find the fucking controller. And that's the mind. But anyway, again, this is to me, shit everyone's going to learn eventually. Yeah. They'll just have to age into it.
I'll give you the hack. Here's the hack for me. And I think this will work for people listening. To control it, to change your frequency, whether it's anxiety, whether it's anger, and any emotion that you're feeling that you want to change that knob, it's gratitude. Instantly gratitude, right? If someone cuts me off and I'm upset and I stop and go, my life was bad and now it's great. I love my wife. I love my kids. I get to sit here and talk with Brad, right? Like,
what if that cutoff kept you from being smashed by a semi truck a mile down the road?
Yeah. Yeah. You can always, we were talking about this too. How many bad situations in life led to something good? Horrible stuff, from my mom dying to the pandemic, to my gyms being shut down, almost going bankrupt, to my agency being hacked. To getting arrested for a felony when I was 20 years old because I was an idiot and had pounds of weed in my truck and was trying to make money. All of those things, horrible situations, all led to something positive. I could pinpoint. And not only did they lead to something positive, the positive thing that happened in relation to them was equal or more than the negative situation that happened, right? So it's a really hard thing to even talk about, to even say. My mom died, 57, your age, right? Suddenly, heart attack, boom. And I had a really bad relationship with her. I loved her with all my heart, but she was alcoholic. She had a horrible life. Her mom committed suicide. Her brother committed suicide. Her dad fell down the stairs and drank. She had as bad of a life. And this was all by the time my mom was 15 years old. She's still a kid and she dealt with this. So she had trauma that she was dealing with and she brought that trauma with her, but she birthed me. She's the reason I'm here. And we had a crazy relationship and she died. My dad calls me up one day and says, Mom's on the ground, stop breathing. I got in the car 100 miles an hour to their house. And that was the last time I ever heard from her. She brain dead. 5 days later, she dies. For a long time, I didn't believe in God. I didn't believe in anything. There was no reason to exist. Not only why would she be taken from me, but why would she be taken from me under the circumstances that she was taken from? I don't mean how she died. I mean how our relationship was. Why wouldn't there be this reconciliation where we loved each other and we said and all this stuff, right? It made no sense. And no preacher, nobody, not you, not any guru, not any person with money was going to talk sense into me and tell me it made sense. It made zero sense in my life. And I didn't want to hear anything from anybody, my wife, anybody, right? Now it took a long time and I still struggle to process that, but a lot of good things happen after that. And it's really hard for me to say because it almost makes it sound like that I am
thankful that she died.
Yeah, but I'm not. I want her here. I want to see her again, right? But my dad stopped doing things he shouldn't have been doing, drinking. He developed really strong relationships with my children. He's at my house right now. I just flew him from Chicago. He's at my house with my kids right now. My relationship with my wife got better because my mom was actually, and my brother, it got better. Things got better. It doesn't mean it's okay. It doesn't mean that her being gone, but like the worst possible thing in my life, forget business, forget hack, forget losing money, forget all that stuff, right? Losing her was the worst thing that ever happened in my life. And I believe that my life is better now because of it. And maybe it might be that the positive side of that is I like to think that number one, that she's happy and that all of her trauma and things that she went through make sense to her now and are okay. Maybe she's with her family members, but maybe she has some type of influence on that. Maybe she's guiding me or watching over me. I don't know, right? I don't have the answer.
She probably is. But the way I like to think when people go is we're all going.
Yeah.
You're going.
Yeah.
You're going to die, dude.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Not before you, but yeah.
You could.
I could.
That's the thing, dude. I had a kid one time making fun of me. He died already.
Yeah. Yeah. We shouldn't joke about it.
He was like 18 or 19 and he was a little whippersnapper and he was making fun of me because I was older.
Yeah.
And he's like, your life's over, buddy. Mine's just getting going. 2 weeks later, killed himself on a motorcycle. Yeah.
And you're healthy, man. You look good.
Well, you never know. I started working out and then I got this bump.
Yeah.
But no, listen, if you guys are in a marketing agency, or I would say you want to be, go to what's the website?
JoinLimitlessAgency.com. Or just hit me up on Instagram, official Gill Valerio, Facebook, wherever you want. Like I'll get you directed in the right location.
Yeah. And then apply yourself, folks. Cause marketing, I'm telling you, college kids ask me all the time, dude, what should I get into? Marketing, dude. Marketing. What did I tell you guys the most important thing was in there? Marketing. You guys are in the right business. And the people listening, if you're not in the business, I would get in it. And if you are in the business, I would get a hold of this guy so you can, grow and scale your agency and get around a group of good people. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, I appreciate it being
here. Till next time, kids, keep it real.